I'm Jessica Becker. I am here from the Wisconsin Humanities Council with Kathleen Bartzen Culver and Meg Turville Heights. And Meg works for the Wisconsin Humanities Council and is the director of the Beyond the Headlines program, which is a project of the Humanities Council. Katie is the director of the Center for Journalism Ethics at UW-Madison. So the Center for Journalism Ethics is a partner on Beyond the Headlines, and Katie's involved in two upcoming events. The one in Wausau is what we're going to talk about now on May 9th. So tell us a little more about Beyond the Headlines and how you're involved.
Well, first of all, Katie, if you could just, we're talking a little bit about law enforcement, the media, and you. That's the theme for this project. Is actually building trust is really the concept. And there's kind of this national dialogue that's been going on about, what can we trust about what's going on. We're bringing in for Wausau, you're going to be moderating, and we're really looking forward to that. And we have a Pulitzer Award-winning editor who's did a package having to do with crime in the schools in Philadelphia. And we also have Sue Riesling, who is the former UW-Madison police chief, internationally recognized as a police leader, as well as leaders from local police departments and figures in journalism in Wausau who are going to be on this panel. So I was hoping that you could talk to us a little bit about why you're eager to be part of it.
Well, I think right now we are having national conversation about trust in law enforcement and trust in news media. And given that journalists are a principal check in communities against powerful institutions to make sure things are going the way they should be going, I think this is a great moment. Trust in policing, trust in journalism, both hot issues. So the perfect time to have that kind of rich community conversation.
Yeah, what kind of things are you eager to talk about on that panel?
So I'm eager to talk about, of course, my interest in journalism ethics, how we maintain the lines of independence so we don't become, too dependent on our sources, say police sources, for instance, while still getting close enough to be able to understand what's going on. Do we really know enough about an institution to be able to cover it effectively? I also want to talk about who is a voice for who in a community. Journalism is often rightly accused of being insulated from some of the people who are most deeply affected by law enforcement and policing practices in the criminal justice system. So what can we do to learn more about communities that we might not be a part of?
Wow. So when you think about your experience as a former police reporter, and now you teach journalists, and what was the decision that went from no longer working in journalism and now you teach media law, you also your involvement in journalism ethics. How did that emerge?
So I absolutely have a passion for law. I loved covering policing and courts, but it really was personally very difficult. It was hard. You see things in that work, whether you're doing policing or covering policing, you see things in that work that can be very, very challenging. And I've always had a passion for teaching, for helping students understand the world around them and be a force for good within that world. So it was a logical progression for me. I've continued to maintain an interest in law and law enforcement, but also I really have had this move toward ethics because I'm interested not just in law, so law tells you what you can do, but ethics tell you what you should do. And so I'm interested in that reasoning and how we get to justifiable decisions.
Oh, and so one of the things that I'm hoping to get from this as well is, what do you think that people should understand about journalism, or about, kind of the challenges of both media covering the police and, what police can tell media, and the whole bigger issue of transparency so that the public understands what's going on?
Yeah, I think sometimes in journalism we do a really bad job of talking with people about the difficult decisions we make. Most of the people who I know who go into this line of work don't see it as a line of work. They see it as a calling, and they try to do a good job at it. But journalism is hard. We are telling quite often very difficult stories that have a direct impact on people's lives and are not all shiny, happy issues. Now, that's not to say journalism doesn't have its problems. It certainly does have its problems, and we need to be open to, to hold ourselves accountable and to be held accountable by our communities. So that's where ethics is such an important element.
Okay. And so you mentioned ethics and the Center for Journalism Ethics. Can you tell me a little bit about why it was important to you to be involved in the Beyond the Headlines program?
Because I think programs like this do exactly what is so needed right now, and that is for news organizations and individual journalists to engage with the public, to be out there. It's not enough to just tell stories. We have to be out hearing people, actually listening to what's going on. So this is the opportunity to be part of a community conversation, and I'd love to seize that opportunity.
Wonderful. Well, Katie is going to be the moderator for our May 9th event in Wausau at the North Central Technical College. And so we're really looking forward to seeing you all come out and find out what's going on with Beyond the Headlines program. It is free registration. The event begins at 7 o'clock in the evening. We would like to have you register if you can, please, just so that we can make sure that we have enough seating, and if there's materials to share, that we have enough for everybody.
Thank you both for being here and for helping all of us understand what's so exciting and important about this project. Thank you so much, and have a great day.